There we go. It took forever to hit the record button, but we're here today with another podcast on this great Thursday. Now, Justin, do
Today?
you what?
Yes, it is Thursday.
It is Thursday. Do you remember the good old days when everything was normal? AEW and NXT were going head to head on Wednesday nights, and on Thursday afternoon, Brian Alvarez would tweet the ratings tweet. You remember those days?
I used to drive. I used to finish work at 4, sometimes 4:30. When I finished work 4:30, it was perfect. I refreshed Twitter and chaos would happen. But when I finished work at 4, I would sometimes be on the middle of the road driving, sometimes get home in time, but I would not, but would refresh my phone while driving, trying to figure out what's the rating. You know why? Because it's drama in the YWC or in the
So,
internet.
so back then, those ratings were like what? Like it would be 600, 600, or like 600, 700, or it
It'd
would
be
be
7,
close.
750, 8,
Yeah,
7, 9, 8.
it would be close.
Yeah. At one point, it was like neck and neck. It was like I would tweet out barely every single week. And then all of a sudden, the divide started to happen where it was just like AEW just killing NXT. There's no hope.
Yeah.
There was that 2 months with that Survivor Series, November, December, where they caught up and they were winning.
hmm
And then after the new year, that was game over.
NXT really had no chance in the ratings, and I'm here today on this Thursday, September 3rd, to say that I think NXT should stay on Tuesday nights and Wednesdays for AEW because I think that there's a lot of people who watch NXT who watch NXT every week that want to watch AEW. There's a lot of people who watch AEW every week that want to watch NXT. And NXT this week had 849,000 people.
It's
AEW,
improved. Hold on.
928,000 people.
I was gonna say it's been proven that 250, 200 or 300,000 people flip back and forth because remember when they used to do those overruns
Mm-hmm.
and NXT would get like a 200,000 bump after AEW was over.
I understand that Vince is a petty person and he wants to win no matter what. Okay, I get that. I get that so originally, I remember the talk was that AEW was either going to be on Tuesdays or Wednesdays. And at that time, when they announced that it was going to be on Wednesdays, NXT was still on the network. And then they were like, we got to go head to head. Let's go to USA Network. I don't know if that was the network. I don't know if it was Vince, whatever. But
Probably.
you had the Wednesday Night Wars, started from that time.
Remember the first week? Remember when everyone said NXT was gonna slaughter AEW? And AEW like destroyed NXT in the first week where
Over a million people watched
WWE
AEW.
did a press release saying congratulations to AEW.
Which, by the way, can I be honest here for a second? These ratings, they don't mean a thing. Like, I heard that the people who are counted for this, like, there's like a specific thing that you need in your house to like count for this rating. So there could be more, there could
No,
be less.
it's like an average, essentially an average.
Yeah. So basically,
But the thing is, people forget. Like people are like, why do people care about the ratings? I like to. I care about it just for the fact that people like to trash AEW. So it's kind of funny to me when AEW beats NXT. Also, in a business standpoint, the TV people care about ratings.
yeah, that's the only reason why the ratings matter is because if the TV people see that it's gonna, it's declining, then they'll get rid of it. If they see that it's going up, then they'll invest more into it.
More money, which means more talent, which means better. Like people get paid. People are more happy.
But
The industry goes up.
but here's the thing. So when last week, when NXT was, or 2 weeks ago when NXT was announced for Tuesday, I was like, oh, I gotta watch it. It's on Tuesday. It's not on Wednesday. Because when I watch AEW every Wednesday, I watch AEW because I want to know what's going on live. Now I have since day one of AEW going on TV, like that first episode, I just sat there like in front of my TV the whole time and I didn't move. Um, Now I'll have my back turned to it. Sometimes I'll have my laptop in front of me watching it. But I'm doing other stuff, and then if I hear something, I turn around and I watch it. But when like NXT, they put it on the network afterward. But like, it's just like sports to me. I'm not gonna go back and watch an NHL hockey game after it happened. You know what I mean? Like,
I'd watch an NXT main event when it's good. Like when Rhea Ripley won the title, I watched it back. When Keith Lee won the title, I watched it back. Like the big.
see, I get that, but to me, there's no, like in my head, there's no point because it already happened. I don't need to know what happened. Like that's the same thing with like unless you stay off of like your social media or whatever, and you don't like you really want to know what happens. But for me, like I watched it on Tuesday because there was nothing else against it. And even this week with that four-way, title match for the championship, I watched that because one, we were supposed to do a live thing for it, and it didn't work out. But the end of the match, it ended in a no contest, or it ended. I'm sorry, with two winners. Like they're both tied. So they're gonna have a match next week about it. And I saw Zach and Miguel. They were saying, "Well, I heard what happened. I don't need to watch it now." So it's stuff like that where it's like I don't need to watch something because it already happened. I'd rather focus on AEW and know what happens as it happens. And then NXT I watch the pay-per-views because those are live because I can watch them live because it's just like a sporting event.
Also, you
So
gotta remember NXT is developmental talent. So like half the time it's
but
like
not
kind
really.
of whatever.
No,
Something
I disagree. I
with squash.
I'd say more people on NXT. It used to be developmental talent. Okay,
Not
now
all. Some. I'm saying some.
there's I'd say there's like
There's like
a small
it's
handful now.
it's like AEW. There's some AEW dark matches on NXT. You know what I mean? Like that kind of matches. And AEW, they're trying to build stuff, but mostly it's all main people.
It's all Ring of Honor indie guys. That's what AEW is. All Ring of Honor indie guys. So it's literally the same show with just different people. And obviously
And
it's not the same show because
it's funny how different you watch NXT because I feel like remember when you first started watching indie wrestling and it like feels so grungy and whatever, and you're like, oh, WWE, like the lights and the glamour.
hmm
When I watch NXT, I feel like that. I'm like, why am I watching this? It's so dark in this random building, even when there was people. And then I go watch AEW and it's bright and the crowd's lit and it's like lively.
So I don't mind I like the indie feel. Like sometimes like AEW, if it wasn't for the people that were there, if you trade like if NXT somehow absorbed AEW, like and you had the NXT people on AEW, it would be the same thing to me. But because it's the people. Like to me, like it's the Cody, it's the Young Bucks, it's the Hangman, it's the Kenny, because I know that these are like newer guys that never like in some cases never went to WWE like for like a long term thing, and it's just like a different feel. It just has a different feeling. If both shows if both shows had like a single camera, God forbid the camera. Can I like say that for a second? I mean, I feel like NXT is starting like the camera movements. Like I don't watch NXT much, but when I do, like that's all I can notice.
Mm-hmm.
And I was watching some of the Evolves on the network, and even there was a lot of camera cuts, and I was like, I mean, come on, like, what are we doing, Evolve? Like, it seemed like it seems like he took a great investment from WWE having their eye on them. So they were like, "Oh, we got to do camera cuts." You don't need that many camera cuts. Watch New Japan one time for me.
Anyways, NXT is never going to move. None. AEW wanted to be on Tuesdays, but they were forced to go to Wednesdays. NXT was on the network, and they put it on USA because USA let them, so they could hold some of the AEW ratings back. Because if they don't hold them back, AEW is like averaging probably 900 to a million to like 1,000,001, like around that range, at least. Maybe even a little more.
Mm-hmm.
But also, the more and it doesn't make sense because like the more AEW grows, the more it helps wrestling. But like WWE doesn't want like AEW Dynamite to be compared to Raw because the demo that everyone always loves to talk about. Because 18 to 34 is or 18 to 49 is a big demo because it's more valuable that people spend more money because they watch ads and will be like, hey, I'm gonna buy that product in the TV land of why people care about demos recently so much.
And I mean, like, what was
And
I gonna
WWE
say?
want them to have that, you know.
Yeah, I don't understand. Like, I don't know. It's just one of those things where it's like you see it's working. Like, I'm sure there's a lot of people that watch AEW or that watch NXT that want to watch the other show, but because it's like on the same day at the same time, you can't really watch the whole show. So, like, like why? Here's a question: do we know? I don't have the Observer anymore. I feel like they would say this, but do we know why NXT has been on Tuesday for the last 3 weeks?
I can't remember. I can't remember what UFC was doing. I can't remember what's on USA, honestly. All I know it was like, oh yeah, AEW is on Saturday and Thursday one week, and NXT is on Tuesday for 2 weeks in a row.
I know TNT was because of basketball, but I don't know what USA was doing.
I don't know. Anyways, it
I
doesn't
mean,
matter.
here's the thing. Um, like when this started, Raw was at least getting over 2 million viewers. Now they're getting a million more viewers than watch NXT and AEW. You know what I
What do you
mean?
mean?
Well, they're at like I think I saw Raw this week was at like 1.89 million.
Yeah.
That's not good.
Well, actually, it's been going up. Raw's been doing Raw almost hit 1.5 at one point. They was like covering 1.6. That Thunderdome really helped it for now.
I don't know, man. All I'm glad is that I don't have to deal with this stuff because I don't know I don't know what they're thinking. You know what I mean?
It's just funny that how many people get mad about Dave Brian tweeting about ratings once a week. He literally tweets out one rating and says 0, and people freak out.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean
Like
it's nuts.
I read the comments every week. Like I like scroll through that thread because
Mm-hmm.
it's like it's just funny. People just going back and forth at each other. It's just like it
Yeah.
doesn't matter. Like the fan base likes to go back and forth, and it's great. And I love tweeting that the elite laughing
Mm-hmm.
because just for the fact that I had to hear for forever AEW's trash. You're not going to draw WWE superior. I'm like, well, I know it's their third brand, but they're still beating something.
Mm-hmm.
So it's funny to me when they win every week. It's just like, oh, okay, it's just a normal week. When NXT wins one week, it's like AEW's dead. That's what I literally seen that. I'm like, what are you guys? What do you mean?
Don't you know that they're having like 3 more years of this? Like,
Oh, I
yeah.
know. I'm fully aware, but
So
I don't know. I find it funny when I want AEW to do good.
I want AEW to do good. I want NXT. If NXT wants to beat out Raw and SmackDown in the ratings, so they can realize that NXT is
That's
like
fine.
the way to do it, I want that. Like, I want that more than anybody because then that means that they're gonna see what's good and then they're going to work from it and not like, throw it down. Triple H, Hunter, my guy. Like, thank you for doing what you do. You know what I mean?
No, I
Like,
mean, sometimes when people are like, "Oh, you watch AEW?" Like, "Oh, is that? What is it? WWE?" I'm like, "No, no." And then when WWE is weird, they're like, "Oh my god, you watch that wrestling stuff?" So it doesn't even matter if you're an AEW fan. Strictly, you're still categorized as a WWE fan for the rest of your life. So you
yeah.
always want WWE to do good. So when wrestling's popular, everything's fine.
Yeah, I mean, all the people that I grew up watching on the independents are now in NXT. So I don't
Yeah,
want them to do bad. I want them to do good because then that means that, because I've said this before. It's just AEW is the people the wrestlers that I want to watch right now. NXT is the people that I've watched already, and I don't necessarily want to see them. But when I see them, I know that the matches are going to be good. So,
mm-hmm.
it's like I've seen them enough already. I want to see these new guys and see
We
what
all
they can
know
do.
AEW and NXT had a head-to-head pay-per-view. You know what we're watching first.
Yeah, I know what Adam Cole, Tommaso Ciampa, Johnny Gargano, Finn Balor. He's not
Do
really
I
in
know
any
what
match.
Express versus Young Bucks is going to be? I don't know, but it's going to be great.
Yeah, but do I know what's gonna happen with Finn Balor and Adam Cole? I can kind of guess. Like,
I think Fincy's going to win by some type of weird screwy finish.
and that's our NXT preview for this week. All right,
Adam
that's
like
it.
turns babyface and turns on Undisputed Era.
You think so?
Maybe.
Can't we just have them be good guys, like the whole group?
I don't know. Maybe. Maybe Adam Cole wins the title and faces Pat McAfee.
Oh Jesus! What'd you
And
think of that?
WWE booking right there.
What'd you think of that?
I thought it was a good match. Way better than I thought. Way better than I thought it was going to be.
I just thought it was like kind of crazy that like, they just like said, hey, like we're gonna bring you in for a match.
That match was better than the damn main event.
I don't remember the main event. Oh, Karrion Cross. Yeah, people forget.
Karrion Kross is going to get brought up to the main roster ASAP after Vince sees all those holds he did on Keith Lee, by the way.
Dude, I wouldn't doubt it.
Oh my God.
That's what I'm afraid of.
God, this is going to be a new Corbin.
I'm afraid that he's gonna go to the main roster and Scarlett's just gonna become like a wrestler.
No, she's going to be probably top babyface. Vincey's blonde with,
That's true. But I don't know. That's wrestling 2020. That's what's happening.
Let's just say AEW is better than NXT, just to create someone to comment something.
Yeah, and that's going to be it. Thanks for listening. Go listen to our AEW All Out preview tomorrow. On Saturday, we'll have a review of the AEW All Out.
All out because it's worth the $40.
Is it $40? I think it's $50.
Oh, okay. It's worth the money. You know why? Better than Vince.
There you go. That's it. Talk to you in the next one.
Just joking. Bye.